Good afternoon to everyone. Next, we are going to see about Unit 5 from Computer Forensics. The topic is hacking web application. So, core security problem. Users submit input. Users can interface with any piece of data transmitted between client and server. Using web proxies, editing of web pages, tools, uh, tools that generate automatically requests, including cookies hidden from data, URL, and HTTP headers. Key problem factors: immature security awareness, in-house development, disparative simplicity, rapidly evolving threat profile, resume and time constraints, overextended technologies. Example, JavaScript in Ajax. Future of web application security. Old and well understood vulnerabilities like SQL injection are gradually diminishing, shift to attack other users. Core defense mechanisms: handling user access to the application's data and functionality to prevent users from gaining unauthorized access. Handling user input to the application functions. Third one is handling attackers. Application behaves appropriately when directly targeted, taking suitable measures to frustrate the attackers. The fourth one is managing the application itself. Enable administrations. Managing the application itself. Enable administrators. The monitor its activities to configure its functionality. Handling user access. Authentication. Authentication mechanisms suffer from a wide range of defect in design and implementation. Session mechanism. Virtually all application issues a token to the user. Majority of attacks subvert the security of the token. Access control. Need to implement a fine-grained logic. Core mechanism: handling user input, reject known bad, accept known good, data sanitization, safe data handling, semantic checks. A boundary validation: establish trust boundaries and validate data as it across trust boundaries. A multi-step validation and canonicalization. Difficulty arises when user input is manipulated through several steps. Source of many known attacks. Possible solutions include recursive sanitization steps. Handling attackers. Handling errors, maintaining audit logs, alternating administrators, reacting to attacks. Managing the applications. Known dangerous scenario. Administrative functions are embedded in application. Effective access control through administrative functions. Otherwise, attackers might find a new user account with powerful privileges. Administrative functions allow often displaying user data. Cross-scripting flaws expose an administrative user session with powerful privileges. Administrative functionality is often less tested. Mapping the application. So Enumerating content and functionality, web spidering. So request a link, then praise it for links and follow them. Paros, burp spider, web scrap. So we have some advantages and disadvantages of mapping with applications. User directed spidering. User interact with a targeted website through a proxy tool. Resulting traffic is passed through a spidering tool that monitors all requests and responses done by WebScab and Burp shoot similar to IE Watch. Discovering hidden content. Pages but are not linked from the portal, but the functionality backup copies of a live files such as dynamic pages, backup archives, new functionality under test, old versions of files, configuration and include files that could include credentials, source files for live application files, log files. Brute force methods. Interpreting error codes. Trainer to found and redact to login. Resource may be accessible only to authorized users. Tuner to found and redact to error page might disclose different reasons. 400 bad request would list problem contains white space characters or other invalid syntax. 500 internal server error indicates that the page expects certain parameter to be given. Inference from published content. Identify naming scheme. Use of public information. Search engines such as Google, Amazon, Yahoo. Analyzing the application investigation. Core functionality of application, peripheral behavior of application, core security mechanism, different location at which user input is processed, technologies employed on the server side, technologies employed on the client side. Identify entity points for user input. URL string with query string marker, parameters in post requests, cookies, HTTP headers that might be processed by the application such as user agent, referrer, accept languages, host. Identifying server-side functionality. Dissecting requests. Bypassing client-side control. Hidden fields, cookies, referrer field. Use web proxy. Paros, web scrap, paros. URL parameter, direct editing or web proxies. And reserves engine a thick client control and change parameters. Java applets, ActiveX controls, and Flash. Authentication technologies. HTML forms, multi-factor mechanism, client SSL certificate and smart card, HTTP basic and digest authentication, Windows integrated authentication using NTLM or Kerberos authentication services. So here we are going to stop here itself. So remaining things we will see in next class. Thank you.